Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Definite, and I want to tell you about this cool app I just found out about. It's called Anchor. It's a real cool app, man. I think you guys will really feel it. It's easy, it's fun, it's exciting, uh, it's free. That's the best part, and you can make money off it, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home, and it will help you distribute to different platforms where everybody can hear your podcast. So if you ever dreamed about making a podcast, download the app today, Anchor.
Good morning. How are you? You are listening to Straight Talk with your man Definite, and this is your boy Definite speaking right now, coming through loud and clear. And it's a Tuesday, 7:53 a.m., and it's currently 50 degrees, and the sun is struggling to come out, but it's coming, baby. And they say today's supposed to be like 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, so you know what I'm saying. It's going to be sound like a nice little spring day if we don't get any freaking rain. But I do remember them saying that today would be the best day of the week, that the rain would return tomorrow. So if you're not working, try to get out there and enjoy the weather, even though you gotta have them fucking mask on and shit. But anyway, I thank you for tuning in. And this podcast, I thought I'd do it on necessary cuts. Now, let me elaborate and break it all down. When I'm talking about necessary cuts, I'm thinking more of people that you have to sometimes cut off in life to, you know what I mean, maintain your peace, to maintain your tranquility. In some cases, to maintain your finances. You got somebody that's just toxic and just not good for you. You know what I mean? Whether it's a lover, a family member, a childhood friend, co-worker or whoever, man. We all have people in our lives, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes that person may not be good for you. You know what I mean? They bring more harm to you than anything. But, for some people, it's hard to do. It's hard for them to cut off people that they love, that they're comfortable around. It's hard to cut somebody off that you grew up with, that you've been around your whole life. But they're just not good for you mentally or physically, spiritually, or financially. You know what I'm saying? They're just not good for you. They're bringing you down. I remember when I was living in Ohio, I was living with a young lady, and she had, and it was really something, man, because she was a young girl too, man. She was 32 at the time, and she took on a great responsibility because she didn't have any kids, and her brother, he had 2 kids. Well, he had 3 kids, and all 3 boys, and the motherfuckers was all like, when she got them, they were like 14, 15, and something like that. I think the oldest was like 16, 17. And these were some bad motherfuckers, man. But to tell you the whole story, her brother ended up dying one night. He got into a car accident. He was drinking, and she was there before, he had took his car keys. He was extremely drunk. They had been drinking, and he was extremely drunk, and he wanted, his car keys. He wanted, I think she told me, he wanted to get some more alcohol to drink. And she didn't want him to drive. But, he had got real belligerent with her. And, he was drunk. So, she said, fuck it. She gave him the keys. And, yeah, he ended up getting in the car accident and he died. So she kind of, felt responsible for that. Because she always, would say that she should have never gave him them car keys. And I told her, I said, well, there's nothing you can do. He probably would have got, physical with you. He was a big guy from what I understand. And, she's a little, she's a woman. So, it was, he was stronger. So I said, yeah, you did what, you didn't know he was going to get in a car accident. But long story short, the kids were put into, because their mother was a drug addict. And she was going, she wasn't the court wasn't going to give the kids to the mother. The mother was a known drug addict. So they put them, all three of the kids, in different foster homes. So long story short, my ex, she went at a young age. She was in her 20s, I think, at the time, and she fought for them and won custody, all three of them. So she had 3 kids, and these kids all had issues, man, mental issues, because the mother was having these kids while she was on, still on drugs. She never stopped having drugs. So these kids came out with, like crack babies, man. So they had mental issues, man. They was not all together there. And they, she took this responsibility on. So like I said, when I moved to Ohio and I met her, she had 2 of them still left. The oldest, he had moved out with his girlfriend and they was expecting a baby. So he was out of the house, the oldest, but it was the 2 youngest ones. And, the second oldest, he was really bad, man. He had issues, man. He had some mental issues. And he had anger issues. He would lose his temper, and he was punching holes in the walls. And, every time he didn't get his way, he'd throw a tantrum, breaking stuff. He was very disrespectful to her, cursing her out, calling her all kind of bitches. They would get into physical altercations, where I would have to jump in at some time, to protect her. Because he was, he was like 17, but he was a tall guy. He was like good 6'5", My ex said that he took after her brother because her brother was extremely tall. So this kid was really tall, man, and could have, easily hurted her. One time, they got into it, and he pushed her, and she fell down. It was just a crazy situation. And if that wasn't bad enough, the guy was also fucking stealing, because he was up all night smoking weed. 3, 4 in the morning, this guy would come into the room and would be stealing. If I left any money or change on the counter, he'd get it. You know what I mean? A pack of cigarettes he'd get you for. I mean, he was just bringing her down, man. Bringing the house down. You know what I mean? They was going through so much, difficulties because of this one person. So I would sit her down and I would talk to her, because I was trying to help her out. I was trying to get her in order, because she had a drinking problem her damn self, and for a lot of months she just let the bills go because she was busy partying and drinking. And I wanted to help her get the bills in order. I wanted her, I was going to help that house out. I just, fell in love with this family. It was a whole lot of them in the house. Her and her 2 nephews that she was raising. She had an elderly mother, a niece, and a brother, all in his house. So